These homes built in '07 all have the same builder quality irrigation lines in them. They're all starting to fail. This happens to be my own home here, and this is the before I come in here and completely redo the entire line. One of the keys here is you can use the existing pipe to find your trench. But of course, when this place was built in '07, they didn't actually do it up to code. That line and everything is supposed to be at least 6 inches deep. But the trick of the trade is to get the decorative rock pulled back so far so that it doesn't mix with the actual soil, so you can put it back, cover it back up, and it looks like you were never there. As you meander through the root system of bigger trees, you want to try and bypass instead of cutting roots as much as possible. Still got to hit that 6 inches in depth. You might be able to fudge that a little bit, but you know, you're going to be able to follow that trench all the way through. When you finally get to the driveway, there should be a sleeve underneath it. And as you can see, this one's busted up, so you've got that sharp edge there. So I'll have to cut that back a little bit and make it so it's not so sharp and cutting on the new line that goes in. If you want to know the tricks of getting that line to the other side of the driveway, I can post that at a later date. Easy peasy, easy money. Once you get to your final excavated trench, approximately 6 inches deep, sometimes deeper, sometimes not. When you're going over some giant roots, better to go over than under. And then when you get to the very end, you're going to want to take your time near the valve, because the valve assembly typically has some messed up stuff. So you can see I took the irrigation box off, and I'm going to tie into the backyard before I fix it. But really take your time going through here and dig it out by hand so that you don't cut a wire or something along those lines and make your day a little longer. For future reference, this is already going in. There's a leader there, wires in, replacement line. That's for something in the future. That's for the tree. Some trees, agave, what wasn't agave, so for future, and also waters Palo Verdes a bit. That was something that bloomed and died, same there. Got that covered up so it doesn't rub too much. In the side yard, kind of get an idea of where everything is. Then when you're done, you're going to sweep all the dirt back into the trenches. And yeah, I said sweep. You're going to use a push broom, and it's going to be so much nicer, nice and flat. You're going to walk on it, pack it down, sweep it again, and you're just going to keep sweeping it until you get it as flat as possible. And what that does is it ensures that when you come over something like this, you don't snag it with the rake, pull it up, and now you're having to retrench and get things done all over again. And tomorrow I'll come in after I've recovered a little bit, and I'll actually sweep in the rock with the push broom too. There's a little free tip for you. It's a trick of the trade, if you will. Yeah, no more leaks here, and backyard coming next week. Here's some of the finished product. As you can see, you take the push broom like I said, You're gonna have to move some stuff around. If you're on a slope, you can pick up some of the stuff that's gravity's force downhill. I'll reset these river rock, recreate the stream here. A little thin here, but I've got that stuff that I've harvested off the front, and a little trim of a root, and you can kind of see that it's pretty much ready to just be covered up. There will be some thin spots, and I will have to move some stuff around and negotiate that as we go, but it's a pretty simple process. Push broom, nice and soft. Hopefully at the end it looks like you were never here. And as you get a little closer to the end, you can reset your river rock. A lot of this stuff is actually deep down inside the soil. Dig it up, and you can separate your DG from your river rock so that you can use that extra DG to fill in those bald spots, and then you can have a nice clean look and results of the front yard coming soon. Okay, so here's the final rough draft. Needs one quick blow over. And by the way, if you're doing maintenance and you have a slope like this, for every time you blow it out to the street, you're blowing the rocks down. So every time you blow it out to the street, you should blow it up and clean it off that sidewalk twice. And then when you have these river rock, you should blow from the middle out so that you're not covering the river rock with the decomposed granite. Like I said, try and make it so that it looks like you were never there. And part 2 and backyard coming soon. Happy Friday.